Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIV! Okay, this is part actually where everyone actually says, woo! We'll work on it. Anyway! Last time we enjoyed our intrepid heroes, we're still stuck in the past. Sorry, I didn't say path, I said past. And it just came out path, I don't know why. Between space and time, we're actually back in the past to actually fight our Aku with a samurai. I'm sorry, that is the Samurai Jack script. Why do I still have this script? Ugh, I really need to get organized. Okay, let's see here. Splatoon 3, Pokemon, the new Silver Decks modifications. Need to close that tab before it actually gets ruined again. I fixed it! I hope. Here we go, Final Fantasy XIV. We're back in the past, actually, in Elpis to pretty much, follow, actually, pretty much a handsome man, Ludwig von Drake, to actually help Mickey and his friends. What? My notes are all over this place. You know what? Screw it. I had a whole bunch of notes, never mind now. Who's ever my writer, I need to fire them.
No.
You're not my writer. If you're my writer, we need to talk, Tamir. Right now, we're waiting on the Finnick. So, I don't know where they are. Neither does the Bun. Actually, the Bun probably does know.
No fan.
Let's go over the schedule very quickly. November 8th at 6 p.m. Friday, Final Fantasy XIV, Part 105. I think we're pretty close to a dungeon. I'm not 100% sure. We probably should be getting one pretty soonish, if my memory is correct. And as soon as we do get one, I need to remember I need to change out of this outfit because guess who didn't glamour it? Tamir. Nothing. I'm just trying to blame you for nothing. Then tomorrow at not 5 p.m. Sorry, I meant to change that at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Black and White Soul Link Part 8, attempt number 2 is in order. We are actually pretty much lost the first one, but we are regaining our luck with actually the second one. Hopefully this time, where everything can't go wrong, probably will go wrong. Hopefully not. Then, November 11th, 11/11, at 4:30, Monday, Phasmophobia with Team BNNUY, once again. But this will be the last day for the Crimson Eye. Or, technically, actually, pretty much the last Phaso day that we can do, actually, pretty much for the Crimson Eye. I hear we're past Stage 2 and we're on Stage 3. That's the last thing I heard. So, we'll see actually how far we can get actually on Monday. November 15th at 7:30 p.m. Friday, Final Fantasy XIV Part 106. Continuing on with actually Endwalker. Hopefully everything is turning out well and I'm not actually pretty much losing my mind. Like usually I am. And then next Saturday will be another episode of Black and White Soul Link, but at 5 p.m. not 6. That will be Part 9. Hopefully still attention number 2. It's Tamira actually dancing. That's right, Tamira had decided to go dancer. Have you ever attempted dancer?
On this character?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm assuming actually on your ult?
I have Dancer on my ult.
I thought so.
On my main.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at this point it might as well be my ult.
I was taking a quick perusing actually through the dye options for this costume. And it's something to actually to consider maybe in the future. Especially this combo right here, not this one. This one. It's not a bad combo. Just like a metallic silver with actually a metallic gold for the mask. That reminds me. Let's see here. Which one was it? Was it Dancer? No, it wasn't Dancer. Red Mage? I don't think it was Red Mage. Not Gunbreaker. Barda is actually pretty much at its peak performance there. So, I'll try to find it. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? The silver is now... I can't find my pants. There it is.
I'm not going to comment.
Wait, I can't find my pants?
No comments.
Okay, that's what I want. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Change names. There we go. Oh, come on. LP. Picto... Actually, no. We can call it something else than Pictomancer. Picto... Oh, flip. I need to... Okay, I misspelled it. There we go. Picto Elpis. Won't be always on there, but hey, it's always something. We're just terribly waiting on the Finnick. Also, my next level up will actually get me pretty much something kind new. I will be getting Comet and Block. So that will be interesting. What did actually pretty much let generals become actually pretty much Facebook posts almost? I can probably also do this.
Being big for now.
Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. Mass murder before we actually have to end. Are you primary misdemeanor? I caused mass murder.
Yay.
Now we just gotta wait for them to come back.
Yay.
Any news from the Fennec?
Nope.
Okay, time to get worried.
Have been.
Huh. Kind of a cool looking mod for Minecraft. Cool. Anyway. Oh, and guess who's back?
Hmm?
And guess who's back? Excuse me, sir. How do you feel about mass murder?
Silver's committing murder.
Haven't I always?
Yeah, give or take.
Victory! A butterfly.
Yeah. Still no word from Lights. No, they were around earlier, but they're completely AFK right now. Which either means family stuff came up and has them distracted, or they could be KO'd. Or they could simply just not be anywhere watching Discord.
I love this class.
So, are you a squid or are you a kid?
Neither. I'm an octopus.
So are you octopus or are you a kid?
I'm both.
You're a cat.
Oh, get right. Oh, I don't draw.
Well, there's a reason why Judge is the one that has to, you know, judge, not participate.
Mirror. What am I gonna do with you?
Completely immune to all the other inks. Well, not immune. He won't explode. Probably. Red Times.
So how's your day been?
Yeah, probably best to pass on that.
Everyone's been having a rough time, I guess.
Well, there are many reasons for that.
Yeah, I get it. I do. Who wants to see the quickest dive into a lake? I dived so much I actually got crossed to the other side. Which is impressive. And so did Tamir.
It's a stream.
Still. You can dive into a stream.
Yeah, once.
Listen, I can only do this thing one time, so everyone stay up here to it. Daffy, that was amazing. They want an encore. Yeah, here's only one problem. I can only do it once.
No, when they tell you to break a leg, you aren't supposed to take it seriously.
Wait, seriously? Well, no wonder I was actually out of so many theater productions back in high school. Huh. Hey, a new location. Oh God, Lord. That gets me dizzy.
No idea where light is. So another message just in case.
This might be a bust.
We might need to go for a plan B.
What is plan B? Because I usually don't have one.
Have you gone to Baja yet?
Basha who?
Well, there we go. That's plan B.
Okay.
Side story stuff we talked to you about doing during like the initial one of Kenda's earlier disappearances too, and we never did because you scheduled for something else that.
Yeah, well, my plan was if I did get actually pretty much an ether, I actually pretty much joined last stream. That was gonna be determining actually pretty much if I was gonna do actually pretty much something else or Silver's Chronicles. And
This was months ago. This was before Endwalker.
Oh, you're talking about actually back at Shadowbringers stuff.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, technically I can do actually the I can do actually the range magical side, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, do we have something?
Bank responded.
And
Food.
yes, tell him I already ate. Thank you for thinking. Or is he getting food?
You're on stream. So all I'm going to say is food.
I'm assuming he's coming in and he's just grabbing some food.
Look, you need to stab them in the back.
Ah!
Yeah, I agree with you.
Alright, all 5 white dots are actually pretty much in play, including my color palette. And all my canvases. I thought there was another deer-like thing over here. There it is. I got the ultimate palette. Oh, you got to regain your health.
Well, you ran far enough away.
I did.
At least, that's it.
He knocked me back, and he just started saying, "Oh, you're not worth the time."
Well, you left the leaf radius. Leash.
I think I'm getting better with actually pretty much a Picto. Ah, there's the man of the hours logged onto the game. Where do we even know this guy? You can't just add people to the party.
Wait, I can't? I'm Guild Master.
Alright, well, I guess you're there. Got you now, Finnick. Every time I think of Finnick, I always remind me of actually pretty much that little fox actually from frickin' Zootopia.
You mean the Finnick Fox from Zootopia?
Yeah. That's what I imagine actually Light is. Like he has like the elephant onesie, but instead of actually having like the pacifier and everything, he actually has actually pretty much like the cool shades like he actually pretty much puts on it and when he gets inside the van. I don't know why. That's why I imagine Light. I don't know why.
Hang around there, Mick. Pockets full of cozy. Ashes, ashes, we all cause. Yep, I'm about to blow up. No, he does.
What?
What?
What, to blow up?
Yeah, maybe. Probably. I don't know. Why do you think the visions he gave us back in. We're telling you.
I don't know.
Back in Shadowbringers and Abra told you. There we go. That's what I have to say. It was clearly all his fault. Probably. Maybe.
Possibly.
Possibly. Or it's my fault, 50-50. Hello, Star Fox.
I still haven't finished eating.
Just to let you know, I already have food. I had I actually made something actually kind of different tonight.
We also need a +1 today.
Oh god. Where?
Think we're getting that far at this point?
No, there is definitely a dungeon and a couple more.
I know there's a dungeon. I'm saying, do you think we're actually reaching it?
It's within 9.
Definitely. We usually have at least about 10 to 15 actual quests to go through every single stream. Depending how long they are.
Also, I'm afraid Silver might have caused the extinction of Minotaurs.
I didn't kill that many. I only killed like maybe the 900.
Silver, there were only a 901.
Frick! Please tell me we at least saved actually the last female one.
That's it. I need coffee.
Oh, come on, I'm not that bad.
You guys are killing things.
What do you expect?
What else am I supposed to do? The stuffy robe? Stuck with him?
I'm not really that bad, Tamir.
Just have something. I can't stab him. I like him.
Who, me or Light?
The one that was actually here.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
Plus, the game doesn't allow for PvP in the open world.
That will be a day by itself. I do wonder actually what is PvP actually for a Picto would be.
Hammers.
Probably.
Stop. Hammer
It's
time.
That's maybe Eli was right. Maybe they could have went for coffee.
I think Light did go for coffee. Silver, that's 901!
Don't worry, I see 2 more in the distance.
Those are a different species!
Oh, frick. Also, I was doing this in the Elpis rope. Whoops.
I haven't clamored the rope. Okay.
I didn't glamour nothing.
No, dear Lord.
Oh yeah, Silver's been wearing the robe this whole time. Like actually wearing the robe.
Yep.
Is that why his health is so...
Yes.
Yeah. I have low level gear.
No
I'm gonna
sterile layer.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna spend the next 20 minutes just crying in the corner, okay? I know, now, come on. We're going to cry in the corner.
You broke him.
What? It makes you feel way better. I didn't realize until Tamiris said anything.
Thank goodness I said something. Go straight to the dungeon, you'd be like, huh, this is weird. Why were things two-shotting me?
This remind. I don't know how to glamour out in field. So, they kept saying actually the level was too low for some reason.
For what?
I don't know.
Like what's too low level?
The robes.
Are you glamoring onto the robes or glamoring the robes onto something else?
Glamoring the robes onto something else.
Okay.
Let's see here. Cast glamour.
You got your clothes.
Uh-huh.
Now you can right-click, glamour. I don't know what the equivalent of right-click for you is.
Right click.
Then in inventory armory, or in the appearance section, you scroll down until you find the
robe. Oh, okay.
Yeah. There you go. We taught Silver a new trick, people.
Okay.
It's only been, what, 2 years? Oh, dear God, it's been 2 years.
It's not that bad.
We already lost Kenda.
It's not that bad.
She's raiding with, I don't know. There's a joke somewhere there, but...
Are you done ruining things?
I made it better. I made it better. Don't worry.
I taught him how to put on clothes.
I don't know how much I love that sentence. I taught him how to put on clothes, or we taught him a new trick within 12 years.
Wait, 12?
Did you say 12?
Why are you adding 10 years to that?
Sorry, in 2 years. The server cannot count.
Everyone, just keep in mind there's a 600% likelihood of error when silver counts.
No, there isn't. Watch. 1, Q, 67, Z. See? I can count to Z.
I hate the name I see right there.
What name?
Wow.
Because I hear Timon saying it.
Wait, the person.
Alright, Vinat.
The person in the water?
Yes.
Sunobu Kana.
Black Panther?
Such a wonderful Monkey King.
Okay. Alright. Everyone ready?
Alright, well, it seems you're done killing off all the Minotaurs in the area.
Yeah.
Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned the stolen property. If you would go on ahead to my accommodations, I will join you as soon as I have attended to the task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. There's a high likelihood Kenda will never be able to voice her.
Oh. BNNUY, bad news. I forgot to lock down the home, so there's zombies everywhere.
Oh.
Wait, what?
What?
There's zombies everywhere. I have to double check, and yeah, they spawned in more spots.
Wait, are you talking about the house?
No. BNNUY knows.
Oh. Should we worry about this person about ready to explode?
Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at temporary home while I put on some tea. No, that joke didn't work. I apologize for it.
Ah, a wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
A calamity called the Final Days has befallen the world.
Why don't you start from the beginning? Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vanar?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
You guys are crazy.
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Dynamis is key to all this.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, 'tis time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. Now suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azum described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Any for your thoughts here? Any for
Let me
your-
guess, you just did not hear me at all, did you?
No,
You
we
were
did
muted the
not.
whole time.
What did you
Shall
say?
we begin? Shall we begin our investigation then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. The man himself I only know which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the local. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Meteon, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. Okay.
Yep.
So, was it
Yes.
really a smart idea to tell them everything?
Well, first of all, who actually told them everything? I mean, I really thought we left the telling to me. So which one of us spilled the whole beans? I mean, don't get me wrong, honesty is the best policy here.
I feel like it's me and Lightboard trying to go through the events of the thing as vaguely as possible, and you just go, "Oh, that's you, Emmett." Yeah, then we got shifted to a different reflection where we had to deal with one of the convocation. That was you.
You shot a cat boy, and then we kind of took that personally.
See you, the woman standing in front of the yonder building? Her name is Isamina. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your question. I will help you with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you.
I wish she was more clear on in front of me. I'm looking behind her, and there's nobody.
I did that same thing, and it's like I turned my camera around. It's like, oh, there she is.
Sipping on my coffee.
Questions from me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. The following event cannot be skipped. If you wish actually to cancel any pending duty finding registrations.
We love doing these types of things for some reason. Greeting, Ismene. Right. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge her.
Certainly, Mistress Bennett. Anything,
Vana.
Vana. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know?
What type of person is Hermes?
Well, I can only answer from from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man. Reserved, you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His, resident? His resident nature, however...
Reserved? Wait, sorry.
No.
Oh, reticent. Sorry.
Reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can always discuss any species in incredible detail, and disturbing detail at that. Sorry. And is leading authority in the concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else?
How long has Medion been here?
I cannot rightly say. As Chief's personal creation, Meteon has only been subject to the observation and study like other concepts.
So one day she was simply there. And what do you make of her abilities?
I understand that she is highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. And she is one hell of actually pretty much a person to actually gamble with. Do not gamble with her. She cleaned me out almost. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, it's a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I have. Oh, sorry. Not had the occasion to discuss with Chief Hermes. Do you trust him? I beg your pardon? I know Chief Hermes for many years. I thought I cannot say that we're close. He has never withheld information that determined of our duties, if that what you mean. Did you choose something else?
I don't know.
Forgive us is the first two words I have. Or
Then yes. Give me a second.
okay.
Give us. We seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Meteon?
That would be Timolus. He has a similar experience with flying concepts, and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you practically joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concealed.
We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight.
Think nothing of it. If there's if there is anything else, I need to replace that word. I can't do often in the middle of a sentence. You need to during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Also, if you see Hermes, tell him that me or actually owes me actually pretty much almost 1,000 gil.
Come, BNNUY. I think we've taken enough of Isamina's time.
Not Alpha, not Heath. I want to talk to the lady in white. You dumb cursor.
Our investigation is off to a fine start. When you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. You could track down the colleague Isamine mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during the previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you've finished talking to Malos.
What's with the danger bongos?
Yes, I am Tamanos. Please keep your voice down, you'll startle the birds. During the following event, cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty fighter registrations. So, what is it you wish to speak about?
Is it true that you're an expert on flying creations?
Fellow enthusiast, are you? Well, settle in, and we can discuss the finer points of this fascinating craft. My deep and abiding love of avian artistry can be traced back to when I was but a young boy, stricken by the transcendent beauty of the glorious golden-feathered creature my father had designed. It was then and there that I vowed to one day surpass that masterpiece. Several what has you done? Tobias launched into a rambling and unstoppable discourse.
I think I chose the wrong question.
And thus did I secure an observer's role here in Opus. And at last I realized my childhood ambition. Here, the dreams I once dreamed are an everyday reality, in which I find fulfillment through the research and creation of new flying life forms, and abridged recounting of events. As was doubtless to your disappointment, is there anything specific part you would like me to expound upon? You hope for my opinion of Chief Hermes' creations? Then why didn't you say so? Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continue unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know none save he who can conceive such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. BNNUY, you're gonna answer the next question?
Maybe. Meteon's not why not mimic his process?
Why not mimic his process? Yep. What? You mean plagiarize?
He tells me he picked the wrong question too.
Now see here, when I take up the threads of creation and begin to weave, I must do so in the belief that I'm giving birth to something beautiful. If, in my heart, I knew I was appropriating another's inspiration.
Oh boy.
Timios launches into a rambling and unstoppable yet.
What? Can we...
Such an unconscionable, disgraceful act would be deserving of the utmost scorn. Therefore, despite my admirations for Medion as a concept, I have made a conscious effort to not delve too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise, her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if you came to me, a fellow artist, and looked for advice, that would be an entirely different story. I'm so happy his whole script wasn't written out. I guess I answered this one since you both answered one.
Uh-huh.
Do you know of Dynamis and Entelechy? Dynamis and Entelechy? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now, I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to.
Hey, Light, can you do me a solid?
No.
Please?
What?
Bash me over the head so we don't have to do that conversation again.
Alright, let me get the book of grudges.
Oh, God. Why are there so many pages?
Don't worry about it.
Well, they don't call it the... Well, they call it the Book of Grudges, not the Magazine of Grudges.
Oh, God. Can you imagine actually pretty much actually...
The light novel of Grudges. The article of Judges. Grudges.
The rolled up newspaper of grudges.
The Lalafell Times of Grudges. Oh, be careful with that. I hear it breaks kneecaps.
Ooh.
Good timing. I finished my own investigations not long ago. So have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Meteon as his personal project and could provide no detail beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. A pass, not yet to have passed. is now completed. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and the intellecties which can control it. Yet, most scholars are only vaguely aware of the term, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus, I am inclined to stay our course. Thus, I am inclined to stay our current course, learn all we can about the chief overseer and his familiar, and all that subject. Was there aught else of note you can tell him about Meteon aside from her unorthodox method of communication? She and her sisters exist to travel among the stars. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse. Ugh. Sorry about that. So these siblings of her now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripetia Crystalline. Crystalline? Not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. Peripetia? Peripetia? Crystalline? Or is it Crystallina?
It might be crystalline.
Crystalline?
Yeah.
That makes sense too. Oh, wait.
I pressed it
Get in
as
the
soon as you.
counter!
I pressed as soon as you moved, and it disrupted me joining in.
Sorry. I apparently did that whole drive away just before as you're opening the car door bit. I will blame Silver for this.
Why me? What did I do? For once, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just sitting here actually pretty much reading the newspaper. Oh, look at that. They're selecting actually pretty much actually a new librarian for the library actually pretty much over two blocks over. Sweet.
The tower and the one further along are both part of Peripetia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational and texting records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is quite a vast area, with magically interconnected spaces. Which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lesson short and see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. You never escape, Silver.
Wanna bet? Damn, it's not ready yet. Just hang on for about four more seconds. Alright, bye. You have questions for me? Certainly, just a moment a while I concluded my current appointment. Is that the same one? Indeed. So you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, and we should have significant data for our official records. Now, what was it you wish to speak to me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project. And by that, I assume you mean Meteoron. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trail by one creation or another. I'm afraid I can't tell you exactly when Meteoron appeared, or that she now spends much of her time at the Chief's Hermes side. Although I do recall an interest tale. Oh, excuse me. My dearest Galen shared with me. Galen is my partner, a fellow researcher here in Epis.
I think it might be Galeen. I don't know.
She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Meteoron, Heaven's Ward, a host of them. For several days, she would speak at that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she has ever witnessed.
That sounds like a story I should like to hear.
Mistress Venna, I thought you already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invulnerable contribution to our concept placement proposal.
Right, do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of the sight which so delighted your Galeen?
Of course. Or you could hear from her lips directly, if you prefer. At present, she will be observing a subject in the Meta Basio Thalcia.
Let's keep going.
Okay. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vanat. Even though such pursuits must contrarily and regretfully delay your return to the star.
Indeed they do.
'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue. I should think how greatly we have proposed for
Prospered.
Prospered. I don't know what is with me right now. for the wisdom of your accumulated during travels of Azam. And what would Elpis be without your early academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis. God, I just went cross-eyed. The basis of many techniques still used today. Man is a creature of contemplation.
Contemplation?
Contemplation. Thank you. But none embody the nature with as much enduring passion as you. I dare say there's not a soul alive more worthy of return. I shall rejoice the day that you depart on your final journey. Is he technically?
I will be honored. Come on, BNNUY, we should get going. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person?
Is he wishing death upon her? Or just returning back to...
Ask questions afterwards.
My brain hurts. Ow. They allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the skyward and spare you need to avoid hassle concepts on the ground.
That would be most helpful. Thank you.
I have opened the path to the skyward way. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask the admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving the upper tier, walk straight across the skyway, and you'll find yourself the entrance to Meta Baso Valesa. Nicolene will be eager to share her tale with you. I'm sure.
Okay. So, first off, oh my goodness, it's all Greek.
To
I
explain
think that's Metabaseos Thelasai. I could be wrong.
I mean, you know I was.
Next. Kind of, but not in that way. He was more going, I think you should retire, though, in this society. I think you deserve to retire and, just finally be able to rest, but in this society, retirement is
Still, it's like even for
committing Persona 3. Well, not quite that, but yeah.
I have more straight conversations with Alphino than actually I do with these people sometimes, and that's saying a lot.
Huh, Mr. Spanat, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer on the upper skyway.
Oop. Sorry. Oh, watching where I'm going.
Mistress Vanat, I was not told to expect. We should have prepared an official welcome.
Please, there's no need for fanfare. I wish to only speak with Glean, if that might be arranged.
Yes. Colleen, of course, I'll inform her immediately. Ah, but she may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent?
That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place? Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account. Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. A moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness. My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. 'Twas in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Matea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized They must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Well, that was a pleasant thing.
So another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others. Which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final day. Since we have no reason to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility, proceeding under the assumption that our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. Here's a hat. Why are you giving me that look? What? Oh no, the fang ran away.
Finally. I had to get my thing actually pretty much charged up. I forgot to charge my controller. I'm sorry. Hang on. What is this thing called? The Scarlet Moko Hood of the Black Griffin. Okay.
You okay?
Yes, it's a thing.
Look, you just blend in a bit better now.
That I have my face covered?
I don't know.
There. Maybe the rest of the outfit actually looks a lot better. Right. The worthy of his back. Everyone ready?
Everything all right, Finnick? 3. That's 3 jumps. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent from the Midya. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Ghislaine said you spotted them in the southeast, rising from the isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at the same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Do 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 do. One all again.
I took a look at your adventure plate instead. Oops.
How dare you?
Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. My mouse didn't go all the way down.
Don't you understand how dangerous that is, Silver? I am heading in the wrong direction.
Trust me, I took a look at lights
Nope, I
already.
am heading in the right direction.
Do you need the nav on?
Nope, I'm good now. The arrow just was invisible behind all the quests in that area.
It's after me.
I don't know why you would tell me that.
Only if I had the face cam on, you'd be seeing what type of look I'll be making at Tamir right now. Oh, only if, guys.
This is what happens when you make a whole species goes extinct.
I only killed about 640. Jeez.
That is a lot lower than the 901 you said earlier. Before you kill like 5 more of those things.
I may exaggerate the numbers last time, so sue me.
Pretty sure it still counts as genocide, Silver.
Don't worry, the court is actually always against me.
Now, if I were conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Ah, what about that one? With the cherry blossom. Have you the means to fly? Just quite a distance away. Oh, but you haven't completed all the side quests, yes. Inconvenient. But hardly insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry BNNUY here over to that island? I guess creating doubles. Stubborn creature. There's no place on this great star we have not together traveled and still remained obstinate still remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. But you liked us before. What? You've ridden him before? Your before. I mean, my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting. It's certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two into the bargain. Nope, it was just you. You seem doubtful, but useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember. A moment of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time?
Choose your battlefield.
I had a feeling you might say something like that. Know that you must give a good showing, however. Clear your mind and prepare your weapon. I'll wait you at the clearing over yonder. She is some distance away.
Oop. Hang on.
Got that pebble out of you?
Stop.
There we go. Oh,
No, hold on.
weird. Oh, you weren't moving.
Because I'm in it. Hold on.
Yep. Hang on.
Next time, silver at your kneecaps.
That was not on purpose. Trust me, okay? That was never on purpose. I just double click on the same one, and it just actually moves me to seat 2 because it's already pre-selected. You're good, Tamir.
Just so you know, the surcharge has been added.
Wait, was that the fabled melatonin? The thing to bring me happiness? Oh, it's dead.
I'm sorry. Silver stabbed it. Which is weird, because he has a brush. Hey, Argos, how are you doing?
I was just gonna say, we probably should go talk to Dog.
Alright.
I'm free! I'm free!
Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. It's everyone in the class and stuff they want to be.
Yep.
Because this is not easy.
Hang on 1 second then. Hang on.
This is part of the reason I'm going. Are you sure we're going to make it to the dungeon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Just remember to pay attention to what she does.
Copy. Oh dear God, Lord, I'm getting our butt kicked.
Oh no, she will hurt.
Yeah.
Not loving this.
Let neither side hold back.
Sloppy.
Oh my God!
My blade sings!
Oh, frick, frick, out! Then see the one right behind me.
I'm gonna do that.
No scene.
My blade sings!
Mine doesn't. Oh, bone one.
Impressive.
Ah, yes, an
I
adjust
shall
of her
have to try
skills.
something different. No quarter.
I'd rather not have a pace.
Have a taste.
Ow. Yeah, duty failed.
This. Phase 2.
Oh wait, did you just hit her next weapon phase?
Yep.
Let
I'm
neither
on her
side
weapon
hold
already.
back.
I might be. At least I think this is second.
Is it chakrams or staff?
Staff.
Yeah, you're in the third phase.
Okay.
My blade sings!
Oh, frick. Mouse, 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 please
Damn
don't die on me. Please don't die on me.
And weapon change? No, she's still.
My blade sings!
Final try.
Okay, so you're at the same side as me.
Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
Second phase.
No quarter. Have a taste.
Game.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
Third phase. Oh god, what's with the ether currents?
Prepare yourself.
I'm done.
Are you in the final cutscene or did you get past?
She just did her thing, and
Yeah. I just got hit by the ultimate.
it's also a voice thing on board about it anyway.
Yep.
We've only just begun. Come at me with your all.
Lady, I'm coming with you everything I have. I'm a painter, not a warrior sometimes.
Are you a warrior?
Oh, frick. Now get... Damn it.
My blade sings!
You go on singing. Damn it! Come on! Ugh. Hammer. Sir.
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings!
I call BS on that.
Everything all right?
Nope. I'm noticing two things. One, I need to stay close to her. Two, I really need to pay attention to Smudge.
Are you smudging into your own doom?
No, I'm smudging out my dooms. Trust me, I'm doing smudge mostly correctly here.
Let neither side
Oh,
hold
I think
back.
it's just on cooldown when he doesn't think it is, so he's
I
trying.
didn't paint up. I didn't paint up. That's a problem. I might actually
I
just...
think I'm gonna go grab a drink of water.
That might be a good idea right now.
My blade sings!
Have fun, folks.
I'm gonna toast some bagels.
Smudge on that.
My blade sings!
Yep.
Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself!
Frick! So close.
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings! My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste.
How are things going?
I lost track after 3.
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself.
dear. Oh dear. Middle first. Gotta remember, middle first.
We've only just begun. Come at me with your all.
Lady, I am! What the fuck? Oh, there's a bomb.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
You have tried something different multiple times.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Oh, thank God. Oh God. Nuggets. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Oh, nuggets. Mind.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will!
Oh, this can be good.
You still stand. The people of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
Oh, thank God! Lady, you're crazy! Please tell me that only gets easier over time.
'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you.
No.
One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Okay, I'm ready to join back. I think that deserved actually pretty much a level up.
You alright?
That was just a very, very hard fight, and I could only use actually my canvases like two of them like one time the whole entire thing. I had to reserve one swift cast for Starry Sky motif to get technically my ultimate mosaic on. And trust me, it almost cost me the whole match again. Actually, I thought it was actually due multiple times. Ugh. Ay, venga.
Alright. I was playing for Fenn's Bagels, and did you pet the dog?
No, I did not. How dare I? Let's see here. 8. Emote. Search.
Oh, he actually did it. Okay.
Thanks for having actually, like, you know.
He wants to know if it gets easier from here.
There you go.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot. Tell me something I don't know.
The suffering has just begun.
Oh, come on. This wouldn't be the Final Fantasy Danganronpa
Oh, God!
if there wasn't despair all around you, Silver. Anyways, Argos will soon have us standing at the very spot where the Metia made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we will learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion. Then we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us, rather than against us. Flower upon your return.
Are you gonna invite me back to the party?
There is currently no party. I will do that once we got through this.
Okay.
Let's move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That will allow Argos to catch the current rising from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. I present to you, taxi.
I thought we called the Uber.
The Uber taxi. We call it the lift.
We call it an ether.
Silver.
Hang on, where was it?
Where was what?
Silver.
I could... What? Oh, it's this way. There it is.
I guess we'll leave him behind.
I'm coming, I'm coming.
Bye.
Don't you dare. I will kick you.
Nope, Argos already told us to leave. We're leaving.
Look, if the golden dog says get on my back, you don't just ignore the golden dog.
I do not know the golden dog. I just saw actually an ether current.
Now, what was the name of this tree? No, something. Notophorian. Quite a sticking specimen, is it not? A striking specimen, in fact. Why did I think it said sticking? What is wrong with it? Brace yourself for the landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment. They do not let those linger long enough for them to be read out loud. At all. Barely give you enough time to read them personally.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before? So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject, and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness.
Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture, possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet, learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
So, what is your opinion?
Hermes is a gentle soul, and yet...
I understand. He is a gentle soul, and well-intentioned. Yet it does not take ill intent to beget ill. We must consider the possibility that something may have gone awry. Perhaps it was oversight, or simply an accident. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
There are any number of places where Hermes might be an Elpis. Well, we could do worse than to look in. Kisses? No. Catesis. There we go. Catesis Hyperborea, the largest facility. It stands in Ethoselecticos Boreas, the Northern Isle. I wonder, BNNUY, for an institution which claims to study research every species destined for release into the world, do you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies when catesis itself touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. That's there, within those sprawling habitats, the chief overseer and most of the Elpis observers conduct the bulk of their work. Come, the simplest route is via the naos north of Politan Okos. Thesis.
Mitosis is.
How is everyone doing?
Not bad.
Oh, good. Aeneas acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use as you wish. As for the way to Catesis Hyperborea, we follow this path. We follow this path, then turn left at the crossroads.
Gotta turn around a little bit.
No, I saw something.
Ah.
Something you aren't able to see. Here we are, the grandest research facility in El. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. There's Lodeus.
Which is who?
Hermes. Oh wait, am I?
Hermes is at.
No. I was about to say, am I muted?
No, you're good.
You're good.
Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of media, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or saith the illustrious Emmett Selk.
According to your story, the 14 divined the connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodaeus' sharp eyes, committed to the pursuit of the solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is if the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible dynamis?
Which, in turn, leads us to our next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate.
To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception or malice. We are practiced at perceiving truth, and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end. Of that, I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. Here's what happened. And that's why we believe Colonel Mustard did it with the candlestick in the library.
Oh, that's weird. I have actually pretty much Mr. Green with the revolver at the pier.
How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were.
Yes, cat, get away from the computer.
Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as Emmett Selk, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Anyways, I believe we give you money and cookies for this.
Man, what type of cookies?
Experience cookies.
Interesting.
What else do you think they give us?
Chocolate chip.
What do you think that symbol stands for when you hover over it? It says experience.
Oh, I thought that was actually for decoration.
And don't ask me why they have Gil like thousands of years before Gil even exists. It's a good thing there's no shops. Oh, shoot.
Here's concept money that we thought of.
We have no need for cash, but here you go.
Hunger in the gardens. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is, on the next aisle over. Medion is with them. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study. I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path. We can teleport to Myopis Euros from the device at the bottom of the slope.
One second, I gotta remember to charge you all for this. There we go. I say you all. The sad thing is, I've moved my Viper gut bar right over where light is in the seat. So I can never actually see light in the seat. Because that just happens to be the most convenient place for me to look when I'm trying to not. It's a teleporter. Take it. Look, you've done this thousands of times now.
Have we?
Yes.
Honestly, should have had Kenda keeping track of how much money we spent via teleporting.
They are close by, within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure that you see just up ahead.
Well then, BNNUY. Such a ridiculous name. Make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. Of all of us present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment.
Of creations in there are not exactly. Then again, perhaps BNNUY can handle them. He did survive a bout with Vinod, after all.
Mostly survive.
You're right. Off you go to the fine Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens.
Don't worry, we have plenty of Phoenix Downs, Silver.
Boing.
Oh no.
Oh, dear Lord. What?
By the way, your speed buffs don't stack. Oh, that's a forced fight, I think.
I'm just gonna...
Okay, let's try to...
What do you
I
think
don't know
I'm
this
going
is
over
me
here
saying
for?
this, but... Let's try and avoid as much murder as possible.
Wow.
Only because Hermes doesn't like it, and I'd rather not give him another reason to... Oh, murder!
You go hold it in.
I got the aggro. Silver got the aggro.
Oh, God.
Pretty useful as a tank.
Oh, God.
See, if I was smart, I could have had that pointed away from you guys. What?
You good,
The
dude?
breath also does silence.
Oh, God.
I heard this paralyzed noise. Thought it was Silver at first.
I was alright with the paralyzed. I did not realize there was silence.
Then I looked over at the freaking stat bar to see.
You know, maybe if I put up a shield, I would have not been affected.
If I put up my... Oh, dear. Oh, my God.
No, we got more spawns.
Yeah. I got him. Where the F is this guy?
I don't know.
Deeper in. Oh, frick. Please be careful about crossing the triggers. We gotta face one more of these.
Don't worry, didn't aggro.
You were saying?
You're fine, I can outrun them. Oh, found him.
Here. Oh, there he is. Hermes, why are you here?
BNNUY, what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hythlodaeus and XIV company.
We need you to come with us.
A important matter, and unrelated to my decision on Fandango, you say? Then yes, I'll come, as soon as my work here is finished. It will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration.
It's across the garden.
Oh, please don't do what I think you're about to do. Okay.
No.
What?
Light thought I was gonna.
Jump? Would that kill us?
It depends.
Oh, thank
Are
God.
we in combat?
No, I don't.
Unfortunately, jumping does not actually make it quicker. It actually is the slower route.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. You spoke with Hermes then, and we're briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well. I see, or should I say, smell.
Yep.
I cannot speak for certain convocation members, but I, for one, am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you've convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to me, that Amixelku would recreate Amarat in the depths of the ocean, I think the best for all concerned if such tragic events never came to pass. But be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone. Naive hope that is.
Level 90! Let me paint you a picture.
Hermes said he would not be long, yes? And we shall wait here until he emerges.
I think I'll do my new quest. I got a lot of Silver Chronicles content to do.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye, a matter of the utmost gravity, if one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us, who you are, and why you came.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to Dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates Dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate Dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of Dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Greetings. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteion. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
Steady, Meteion. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why do we... They hurt. Hate. This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
Are you all right? In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteon also employs Dynamis. That would explain why you were able to hear her, when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
All right. We're gonna have to split up and search for clues, folks.
Canvases. Huh. Oh, here we go. Okay. Sorry, I was also learning actually comment in black.
Well, you see, there is no other statement to that. It's just, well, you see.
Oh, wait, no, it's all off.
Oh.
Just- Wait. I know the exact perfect search vehicle. No one can hide.
So no one will be afraid of actually pretty much a giant rhinoceros. Never mind, that was
Oh,
wrong.
dear God, they can all see me. The rhino, it does nothing.
Oh, we are so leaving it. Over here.
Not here either.
Oh, ha ha ha! Found it. It's by the Lotias. Lotas? Also,
Give you a second.
that's how you use it. Okay. Yeah?
I found it.
Ah.
Oh. Silver?
Oh, I didn't know it was mine. Sorry.
What do you think we've been tracking?
I thought it was actually pretty much what I thought it was Emma Silk or someone else. I'm sorry.
Nope, it was Meteon.
Ugh. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no. We can't tell them that. We must run! Run far away!
Oh, for God's sakes.
Okay.
I wasn't going to put a leash on your girl. She keeps
Please!
running away like this.
Please, don't follow me! Meteon's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing to the top of the ridge.
You have her continually running away from us while we're trying to help.
Alright, let's go.
Go. So you know she's going to tell us that Space Denny's just ran out of pancakes.
No, sorry, that would be actually Spades at IHOP.
Oh, sorry. They ran out of candied apples in space.
There you go.
You know, it's the end of the world. Let's see how the Waffle House handles it. They're still open. It's not going to be bad.
It's still open. Limited menu, though.
Wait a minute. The good Waffle House or the cheap Waffle House?
The American waffle.
I have to talk to my lawyer. He's trying to catch even actually the faintest whisper, but failed in Mion's voice. She must be somewhere!
You're not gonna say it's over?
Sorry. Is this it? Is it the answer? No, it can't be. It can't be.
I think you skipped a few lines.
Yeah, I probably did.
How did it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? Why we sought out other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be.
Thank you.
Yes, Cat?
Oh God, Lord, it's like an applin. Ah, there it is. What?
What?
I found it.
Did you?
Yes, I did. Oh, God, Lord, just multiple? Are you kidding me?
There have been multiple.
I did not know.
Every single time.
Well, I'm talking about actually pretty much like other, like, multiple. I thought there was only like the first of 3.
So how's the cat doing, Light?
She's being next door. She's can't be going to. She's accepting pets. She wants me to stop, but every time I touch the right button, she shuts off.
Compiling report for... Will help you, Tamir.
Dissemination?
Dissemination to Hermes and all the people of Etherias.
If you want me to pick you up, then just come.
Processing. Expectation data. Processing. Processing. Nothing a report of actually pretty much on Pancake House. Preparing profiles on intellect civilizations. Formulating answers to question, what is the good Waffle House? Finalizing report. No, BNNUY, you mustn't listen. It's wrong. It's all wrong.
Wait, can't you use rescue on her?
No, she's not in the party.
Mignon's English voice flees towards the lake.
Any sign of Meteon? Panicked and confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of this situation?
The media are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony.
How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs?
Much as you would approach any sentient being directly. In media's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach.
So unless we can track down the Meteon we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters. No way to provide directions or guidance. Then we have best set our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her.
Wait, Hermes, how many medians did you make?
Yes. I just kind of Control C, Control V, 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 V.
I think we're in trouble.
Oh, my dear median, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? Do 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 do.
Efflodeus, Efflodeus.
Follow, wander, stumble, listen. Efflodeus has a suggestion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Median renders herself invisible by matching her etheric density to that of her surroundings, does she not? If so, Can we not then disrupt her concealment with the sulfate of aether? Much how Emmett solidified your presence when first we met you?
Don't be absurd. I can hardly channel aether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me.
Which is why we must all work together. BNNUY will continue the search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once they ascertain Meon's likely location, you proceed to reveal our wayward familiar with swift ethereal downpour.
Very clever. And thankfully, she has made herself easier to capture by fleeing towards Leth. Assuming she is made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner.
Then we have our plan. BNNUY and itself will be our trackers and trappers, respectively, while we have to predict and obstruct Meon's avenues of escape. Mixup and I will keep an eye on each other's aether to help coordinate our efforts. Let us be about it. Hi there, Lola.
Well, it seems we are partners for the time being. Let's return to where we last saw Meteon and pick up the trail from. I will keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down aether at a moment's notice. I mean, it falls to you to keep the way clear. Congrats, Emmett Suck is now following. Some might call it stalking. Emmett Suck does not appreciate us calling it. I like how we all just know it's not going to be the first one. Instead, everyone just goes for.
I mean, she went towards the lake. She told us this.
But it's not the first. This one that we went to. It actually was, I believe, over here.
Yeah, it's not as big. Listen. Listen. Hey, listen.
Why can't I fly? My functions are being restricted. Hide, yes. I must hide. Then no one can find me. The bad Waffle House. You know, it's Anger's voice.
She went to the lake? As if this wasn't tiresome enough. At least that open expanse should make her easier to find. We won't lose her this time. Where do you think you're going? We should be able to reach the bottom of this drop by climbing down the rocks at the water's edge. Do not even think of dragging me over the falls. Wild days or no, if I end up drenched from head to toe, I swear I will feed you to a remora.
Too late. I did a flip.
Damn you. You will rue the day. Rue the day.
Yeah. It's still long.
All he needs to do is snap his fingers to dry off.
Don't for love of Pete.
I found the right one on the first try.
Shoot. Nothing.
I was being so sneaky too. Not here. I'm not here. Please. That way.
By the rock, is she? Very well. PK paint.
What? Why can't I hide? There's no need to run, Meteon. BNNUY? What are you saying? Everything is so faint. I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It will break him. His poor, fragile heart. I'm getting tired of this.
Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into their midst. Also, should we keep like Hermes about 50 feet away from her right now?
Probably.
Does that not feel like the intelligent thing to be doing?
Oh, for the love of Pete, go get a hobby. That's a fate.
Their hobby is eating you.
That's a hobby. I have some questions.
And they have answered. This is news, not in use. Seems to have been left to the mercy of the elements. Either way, it bears no trace of Meteon's essence. We move on. Someone cast a sleep spell.
Don't look at me.
Are we trying that one? Oh, it's the right one.
Done it by accident.
No,
Oh.
you didn't.
I have a mind of a stupid.
I just assumed it wasn't that one, because...
Oh, it was.
There, I see her. Someone likes using expedience, I feel.
I haven't. Might as well use it. Haha, I found it.
Go get
Good job,
a
Silver.
life, you two.
I knew I could rely on you being bait.
I'm just gonna run a little further. There we go. There she goes.
Is her endurance.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Please, Mission. We must speak.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please. Please protect them. Protect them all. Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteon back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteon. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteon, not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
You fool!
I'm just gonna blame Kenda.
Okay.
If she was here, she could have stopped this.
I'd like to see that.
Why? Why could you not leave well enough alone? Will these answers assuage your pain you feel when your creation is returned to Aether? Had you never cast your accursed question to the distant stars, you may have one day learned to be at peace upon this one.
Are we still going?
What are we doing?
Are we still going?
The next one is the dungeon.
Yes, no, it's gonna be a long one. Well, dungeon itself isn't necessarily all that long, but everything that happens after is...
Should we maybe save this actually for next week?
It depends. You know, how do people feel about an hour?
I can do it.
That's also with the random.
Yeah.
Let's wait for next week. Have somebody that won't be a random.
Okay. Alright, well.
It was 87, yeah, okay. Should be good for the dungeon.
Light, go ahead.
No, just go.
Tamir, where's the wisdom?
You know how we were told to be careful when we time traveled?
Yes.
Remember what we did not do?
Be careful.
Yeah. There's gonna be a long talk after this.
Oh,
about this perk in particular.
Well, time travel. It's messy on language and it's also messy actually pretty much with actually how people do it. That's all I gotta say. I shall see you all tomorrow at 6 p.m., not 5, 6, for the Pokemon Black and White Soul Link Attempt 2, Part 8. Hopefully, no Pokemon gets killed. Help. Remember to... What?
Go ahead.
Remember to stay unique. See ya.